Breaking in Southern California tonight, President Trump says he is deploying the National Guard as protests erupt over federal immigration raids. Trump's border czar Tom Homan says 2,000 soldiers are heading to Los Angeles tonight, and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth warns that if violence continues, active duty Marines at Camp Pendleton will also be mobilized. Crowds are flooding the streets for a second day. They're furious over the dozens of arrests during ICE raids across L.A. Protesters blocked traffic and clashed with federal agents today. Officers on the ground even fired tear gas into the crowds. California Governor Gavin Newsom is blasting the deployment, saying it will only escalate tensions. In New York, similar protests erupted in Lower Manhattan. At least 17 people were arrested today as demonstrators pushed back on ICE enforcement. Federal agents have been spotted near courthouses all week, and protesters say they're not backing down. Chicago is one of several cities now on high alert. This is video from Wednesday showing people taken into custody during an immigration check in the South Loop. The Department of Homeland Security says agents in Chicago and other major cities are being told to keep a close eye as officials closely watch the unrest in California.
Secretary Hegseth said that active duty Marines there at Camp Pendleton, there by San Diego, are on high alert and could be mobilized. Could we really see active duty Marines on the streets of Los Angeles?
You know, one of our core principles is maintaining peace through strength. We do that on foreign affairs and domestic affairs as well. I don't think that's heavy-handed. I think that's an important signal.
You don't think sending the Marines into the streets of an American city is heavy-handed?
We have to be prepared to do what is necessary, and I think the notice that might happen might have the deterrent effect.
ICE is being told to not go after criminals. The real president, Stephen Miller, wants social chaos and civil disruption. They want society to fall apart so they can do more authoritarian policies. Trump was at a UFC event last night, while at the same time threatening to send in the Marines to Los Angeles. The Marines, okay? At the same time, Trump's having a military parade in D.C. for his birthday to show extreme militarized force in American streets. They also want to normalize sending in the military to whatever protest they want to throughout America. We already know what Trump wanted to do his first term, and now all of that is becoming actualized. Remember, they are telling ICE to not go after criminals. They're telling ICE to put on their face coverings. These federal agents with no faces, no way to identify them, no way to hold them accountable. They want them to go into peaceful communities, working communities, and cause chaos. So if there's justified protests and there's some people who get violent, or maybe they send in some actors to cause violence to make things worse, because if you send in the military to peaceful protests, you can cause violence, okay? There's a thing called riot control. There's a way to handle peaceful protests. And this administration is doing whatever they can to pour gasoline on the fire, okay? They want to cause society to fall apart. They are literally telling you they don't care about going after criminals. They will go after peaceful people in their workplaces. They'll go after them at their immigration court hearings. People who try to go through the legal processes, they are abusing and terrorizing them for a reason. It's on purpose.
National Guard going to LA was not a reaction to what is happening. It was planned. What they did in LA to bring out resistance was planned. This was a master plan. You guys, and it's going to get worse. What's next is martial law. We're going to see more National Guard in other cities as well, and then martial law to follow. If you're not fucking prepped for that, you need to get prepped for that. And we need to continue to resist and resist and resist peacefully. But this shit is getting real.
Hey, I wanted to do this post because I've been peeping the protest that's going on out there in Los Angeles. And I wanted to kind of zero in on all of my Hispanic people and Latinos and Latinas on this post. And believe me, I understand why you are out there protesting, but from my heart, I want to say, don't do it. Don't do it, please. Don't. Sit it out. Because you going out there and protesting will make a bigger problem. This is what they want. This is why they are doing it. They're trying to is they're baiting people to come out and start protesting and then cause problems, and then it's easy for them to say it's anarchy out in the streets. We need to issue martial law to get this under control. And once martial law has been issued, we are now under a militarized police force. We will not be up under the Constitution anymore. There will not be judges that can block certain things from happening. This is exactly what they want. So I'm like I said, I understand why they're out there. But for the greater good of everybody, your family, my family, everybody, even MAGA, they probably don't even understand that martial law would affect them as well. That is the end game for them right now. That is the goal.